From its inception more than 30 years ago, and through its many phases of development, a high priority at the Great Outdoors has always been to leave as much of the surrounding natural landscape as untouched as possible. Our quiet, 2,800-acre community of towering pines, swaying palms, picturesque lakes, and a beautiful golf course is an excellent example of how people can coexist with the natural environment rather than paving it over. And we're proud to share TGO with the abundant species of wildlife that called this area home long before we decided to live here. Unfortunately, many residents of TGO don't realize that this proximity to nature also means they are living in an area with a heightened risk of wildfire disaster. TGO is built in a zone that urban planners and government officials called a WUI, or Wildland-urban interface. In fact, almost 1/3 of Florida's population now lives in areas where homes and businesses intermingle with natural forests and wildlands. And when you live within a forest or wildland area, you face the real danger of a wildfire. And it doesn't matter where you live inside TGO, you and your property are vulnerable. Once a wildfire ignites, firefighters are limited in what they can do to protect the property in its path. Even the best equipped and highly trained firefighters, like the ones we have in our area, simply do not have adequate resources to protect every home in a wildland-urban interface such as TGO. It is not a question of if we'll face a wildfire at TGO, it is a question of when and how badly will it impact our community. Once you see the smoke on the horizon, it will be too late because you may be forced to evacuate TGO with little more than a few minutes' notice. Be aware that the fire line does not have to be right at the doorstep of your home or RV for them to be at risk. Hot embers from a wildfire can travel more than a mile as they spread out and cause secondary fires. What is controllable, however, is the preparation that each of us can undertake to protect our homes, RVs, buildings, and community facilities from being destroyed by wildfire. As TGO property owners and residents, we are the most important factor protecting TGO from wildfire damage. The purpose of this video, produced by the TGO Firewise Committee, is to review some critical steps that you can take to protect your property and the property of your neighbors. The Firewise Committee is made up of TGO residents, just like you, who place a high value on safety, blending our community with Mother Nature as best we can. Our goal is to provide educational resources to teach our fellow residents how to adapt to living with the threat of wildfire and to prevent losses of lives and property. We accomplish this by encouraging neighbors to work together and take action as a community to reduce everyone's wildfire risk. Fortunately, it only takes a few simple steps each season by residents of TGO to reduce the risk of wildfire destruction to the whole community. The best place to get started is to create a defensible space around your property that can slow down and reduce the energy of the wildfire. This defense zone will increase the likelihood that your home, RV, executive suite, and storage shed will survive a wildfire. It will also provide much needed room for the firefighters to safely work to defend your home. Ideally, your defensible space should extend about 30 feet out from your buildings and/or parked RV. The greater the distance between your home and flammable vegetation, the greater the protection. And any defensible zone is always better than none at all. An easy way of measuring this distance is by extending a 30-foot piece of rope from your living space or any other property that you want to protect. However, at TGO, where RV lots and homes are usually clustered closer together than other neighborhoods, the reality is that sometimes creating a full 30-foot defensible zone won't be possible without a coordinated effort with adjoining properties. Therefore, we highly recommend that you work closely with your neighbors to ensure everyone has good fire protection and also understands the vital importance of the work that is being done. The biggest impact you can make is to simply remove any dead plant materials, such as fallen palm fronds, branches, and other debris. These materials should be stacked at the curb where CSA employees will pick them up within a day or two. Next, remove any vines or shrubs that are in contact with any trees or structures on your property. These are known as ladder fuels because they can carry a ground fire up into the treetops or onto your roof, where it will spread much faster and do more damage. Don't forget, roofs and gutters should also be cleared of pine needles, palm fronds, dead leaves, and other dried material. For plants and shrubs, remove any dead material. Shorten the height. Remove branches that are close to the ground, and prune as necessary to reduce the size of the plant. Most trees should be pruned so the lowest branches are 6 to 10 feet from the ground. This creates a vertical buffer zone that can prevent ground fires from entering the canopies of the trees, where they could spread much faster. If you can't do this yard work yourself, then you may need to hire someone to help. Keep in mind that this routine maintenance and upkeep of your property is part of your responsibility as a homeowner at TGO. Obviously, protecting a home and community from wildfire is not a one-time effort. It is an ongoing process that requires regular maintenance and upkeep. Here are some examples of properties at TGO that have good defensible zones. As you can see, your property doesn't need to be devoid of shrubs and trees. Please don't make the mistake of confusing common sense fire prevention with clear cutting. Nobody is advocating clear cutting. The Firewise committee is not made up of outsiders who don't care about the aesthetics of TGO. We are TGO residents, just like you, who place a high value on safely blending our community with Mother Nature as best we can. During an emergency, every second counts. And right now is the best time to make it easier for first responders to help you by making your home and property Firewise. Don't wait until you see the smoke. To learn more about Firewise, please visit firewise.org or attend a meeting of the TGO Firewise Committee, which meets on the first Wednesday of every month at 1 p.m. in the CSA conference room. All TGO residents are welcome and encouraged to attend. Thank you for watching.